Hey YouTubers, James Tattoo 1979. Today I'm going to paint I think they're called bezels, the headlight bezels. I can't afford new ones. These are supposed to be a chrome finish, but they're all pretty well scratched out. You know, not really much fixing them. You know, they look pretty crappy. You can see it. You know, nasty gouges on it, pretty well scratched up. You know, so I'm going to redo these. First, once you removed all the screws and get them out of the car, you got one on the bottom, two on top. On the bigger one, got two on bottom, and two on top of that. Once you get them out, you'll have this little one has where the light bulb sits. Take that off. I don't know how your car is going to be, but this car had plenty of rust underneath. Only takes a second, even if they are kind of rusty. Try to be somewhat careful with it, because you know these are plastic, so if you know too much pressure, they will break. Okay, just got that off. You just slide it forward. Got your light out. You I looked at the price of these to get these new, and these ain't cheap either, so I'm gonna clean up, redo the surface on these. That'll be in another video. I kind of started this one. You can see the difference somewhat. I mean, it's got some old surface cracks in it from being an old light, but you know, if you ain't got the money, I can show you how to clean them up. That's about halfway done. When I'm done with it, you'll be able to see through it nice and clear. But I'll show you that in another video. If you got it off, you either take steel wool, depending how bad it is, or a small piece of sandpaper, and clean them up. You want to get all the dirt off the inside. Probably wouldn't hurt for you to somewhat wash them. Make sure you get all the dirt and dust out, but whatever. As long as you can get them cleaner. These ain't extremely dirty, they're just pretty well faded. I'm using a real low grit sandpaper. I can't remember what exactly, but the scratches won't show up, you know, after you apply the paint. Got the inside done. It's up to you if you want to do the outside. Me, I kind of want to, you know, want the paint to stick, so I'm sure there's a better way of doing it. I'm sure someone will put the comment on how to do it better. But everybody does stuff different, and I'm cheap, so I'm going to do it my way. It'll still look decent. Paint will still stick on it. It'll be good enough. You know, this car, when I'm done with it, it's pretty much just going to be an in-town driver. You know, because the 3-speed and the way it's geared, if I try hitting, you know, 55, 60 on a steady pace, the car's going to be revving at 5, 6 grand. So it's not going to be something that I'll be taking outside of town too often, unless I could find a different transmission or something, because I have the car has a 3-speed Saginaw shifter in it. I'd like to get a 5-speed, but I can't find nobody that just wants to trade. I mean, not too many people I guess want a 3-speed around here, but you know, there's people who want to trade me, but I'm not going to ship my transmission all the way to California. I mean, I know it's cheaper. Pay, you know, $200-300 to ship it, but that's $200-300 I don't have. So got it cleaned up enough. You want to take a rag or something, wipe it off. Preferably a clean rag. You make sure you get all the dust and particles off of it so your paint will stick a little better. Not too worried about making sure the outside here is cleaned up because you won't see it anyways. The only thing you're really going to see is the inside. And the paint I'm using is just a cheap paint, nothing special. You know, put a couple extra coats on it, that way the paint will stick. You know, put your paint on there however you want. You know, everybody paints stuff different. Everybody's got their own idea on how to paint something. You know, but I'll get back to you in a second to show you what it looks like when it's painted. Alright, got it painted. Ain't too bad. The outside, you know, not perfect. Inside looks pretty good. Got a nice shine to it. Let's see, there you go. This little imperfection right here is actually where I peeled off some of that chrome finish or whatever it was. I peeled it off of there because it was bubbled up real bad. No runs on it. That's just a cheap dollar store spray paint. Still get a decent amount of shine off of it. Just took it, painted it, and stuck it over by the wood burner where it was nice and hot, so let it flash dry real quick. And that's how you get your shine. I'll probably get a, you know, put a couple more coats on it, you know, make it look so it'll stand up a little bit, you know. I mean, the rest of the car is getting painted pretty nice. I got, you know, candy paint for it, you know, nice, you know, going through, you know, a decent paint company. But, you know, small stuff like this, I'm not going to spend the money to buy another, you know, expensive quart of paint, you know, because the candies I'm using, I had to actually get them custom mixed, the one I wanted, and that was, those are $40 something a quart. You know, I mean, 40 bucks don't seem like too much, but you gotta figure a quart is no taller than, you know, about this tall, and only about that big around. You're gonna need quite a few of those to paint a car, especially when I need about 4 or 5 coats of candy. I probably should have tried getting them mixed into gallons, but the company I went through pretty much only sells quarts in their candy. I don't know, I'm sure there's probably a different company I could have went through, but that was a company that had the color that I wanted. So as you can see, I've been sanding on the car. Found out there's quite a few different colors. You know, 'cause we got the metal down here. There was a pretty bad high spot right here. That's why it's all the way down to the metal. But, you know, the original color of the car used to be white. And then someone painted it blue flake. And then a dark blue flake. And then, you know, the black the car is now. But I'm slowly getting there. Found out I got a crack over here on my door jamb. Which, that wasn't something I was expecting to see. Let me move the camera, see if you can get in on it. Yeah, right here, just at the top of the door. Nice crack, it goes all the way in. So I'm gonna take my grinder, come back to about here, and grind it. You know, split it open a little bit, all the way around, and then fill it in with my welder. That way it gets a good weld inside. But I got a lot more work to do on this car. Found the CD player I want to put in it, so I got that sitting there just long enough for me to test it out, see what it sounds like, see how it works. You can see I got my shifter in there. Got that all ready to go, just got to get it powder coated chrome so it matches with the rest of the car. Try to keep as much chrome as I can on the car. Like, so I got the chrome trim, I gotta put back on the doors. Gotta replace this stuff because the padding on the inside is pretty rotted away. I'm still working on the floorboards. I did a couple sections on the other side up front, I'll shoot some video on the passenger side, because I don't need to shoot the whole floor, every panel I replace. And just one thing after another. Found more rust back in here underneath the window. I mean, the outside of the body's pretty good. I haven't found no Bondo. Actually, no. I found one little patch of Bondo all the way up front. Instead of just welding this small hole here, they could have just welded it shut. No, they filled it in with Bondo, so I gotta dig that Bondo out of there and weld it shut, because I don't, right here, I want that as strong as can be. That's the tip here. I want it nice and strong, so I gotta redo that and get it all welded up. I gotta remove all the rivets that the person had the hood scoop attached with. And get all those out of there so I can start sanding that down, fill those holes in with, weld those shut. I gotta remove my front grills. Either try to find a cheap new one or something. I was looking at my car the other day. The body line here is pretty messed up. Sticks out pretty far along with here. So I gotta loosen some of that up, try to see if I can get that back in order. And then this, pretty much I can do about that. The rust in there, and it's up underneath the windshield. I'd have to pretty much just remove the windshield to fix it, so I'll do what I can, cut out what I can, see if there's any way I can weld in some steel without having to remove the window. Which I'm pretty sure I'll have to remove the window, so that'll be another video. Yippee. Had to fix the all underneath the whole line of my hood because it was separated. So I got that all cleaned up underneath there and all cleaned up and welded up. It's just one thing after another with this car. But I got a while to do it. It's in my garage, it ain't going nowhere. A little bit of rust over here on this window, but I was messing with it, no holes, so I'm just gonna scrape it off. Someone was telling me use this type of primer that pretty much seals rust and stops it from rusting, but I don't know. I've always been a firm believer, just cut it out and weld in new steel and you won't have no rust. Because, I don't like using Bondo unless I have to. I mean, Bondo on the inside of the car, if I'm making something or doing something to my dash, that's fine. But I don't like Bondo on the outside, not where it gets a lot of damage, gets a lot of, beating and stuff like that. Found out that my rear spoiler here is from 3 different cars. Because the colors I sanded on this one, this just has blue. This has gold, and the far section piece is red after I sand it off to black. So, and they're pretty well down here. You can't really see it too well, but down here it's pretty well dented up. So I gotta either try to sand it down or something, try to get it to fit with the rest of the car. I'd like to replace my rear lights because they're kind of old looking and spider webs in a couple spots. You can really see on my backup lights, but I'm getting there. Gotta finish grinding out the floorboard on this side. I started it, but good thing I stopped because I realized the gas line's running along this side, so I gotta get underneath there, and I'm pretty sure it's gas lines that run just below this, underneath on the inside, so I gotta get underneath there and remove those, get those out of the way. They probably need replaced anyways, so. But I'll be doing a custom center console because the one I had in the car, the one I got with the car, was all busted up. So I'm gonna take it. It usually stops right about here at the end of that cardboard, but I'm gonna take it all the way to the back and put a cup holder and probably an ashtray in the back for the back seat people. Not that I'll be having people in the back seat too much, but you know, it's there for just in case. Got my steering wheel finished. The same skulls that are going on my dash, I put one on my steering wheel. It's actually embedded into it. You know, nice little racing steering wheel. It's amazing what you can buy on the internet. It only cost me 16 bucks. Came with all the hookups. I got the horn and stuff for it. I just gotta put it back on. But 16 bucks, it's a pretty nice little steering wheel. Colored coat goes with the car, you know, chrome red and black. Got my new mirror. Well, it's a little dusty from sitting in the garage, but it's not too bad. A little oversized, but it looks nice. Goes with the car. And I got my new tachometer in. Now, I didn't want a big tachometer. I want, you know, a lot of people you see have these huge tachometers sitting on their dash. I want something like I got this. It's not very big. Can't see it until the car is on. Has a smoke lens on it. The inside I can set it up to 6 different colors, and it will. There is a dummy gauge on my dash, on a dash cluster. I'll be cutting a hole for this to mount in there. It'll be perfect. It'll be out of the way. It won't be some big gaudy, you know, tachometer sitting up on top of the dashboard, you know, so getting in the way of my view. But still trying to find a shifter knob. There ain't many out there what exactly I want. Got my metal flake in. I don't know if you can see it too well, but that's some of it. Ordered 2 of these. Hopefully they work good enough. I mean, you can't really see it all that well in this light. If I get the camera to focus right. There you go, that's a little better. It'll look pretty good once the car is painted and goes in the car. That is a 1 ounce container. Metal flake is expensive. That cost me 9 bucks. I'm sure this summer I could have went and got it cheaper. There's always somewhere you can go get something cheaper. But it's what I seen in and what I liked. So it's the one I picked out. Because it's the size. I think it's a 0.08. Oh, it's a 0.008 by 0.008 hex flake. So it's just 1 ounce jar. It's a medium sized flake. It's the size I want because I don't want, you know, big flake. You know, I want it in the car, in the paint. I just, you know, want you to, you know, see it, but I don't want it to be overpowering on the paint job. I want you to see the rest of the paint work will be on it. You know, because I'll have the, you know, racing stripes. Not sure if I should put the racing stripes up on the hood. A lot of people don't. I was thinking about it, but everybody does stuff different. Yeah, trying to make it look nice. But I got a long way to go. And you can tell by looking at it, everything's in pieces. I don't know how many of y'all out there watching got kids. I realized tonight, don't let your kid mess with your car. See that blinker, or my blinker lever? Looks a little bent right here. Yeah, she forced it down. Now I can't get it to go. It won't blink up. So I can't turn, you know, my passenger side turning signal ain't gonna work. So now I gotta take that apart, mess with that, get that to work. It almost feels like there's something busted on the inside, but we'll see. It's another joy of having kids. And eventually I'll have to get the new gears for my door because I'm missing about 1 inch of teeth. When I go to roll the window up, I have to pull it up the last 2 inches. This makes it more of a pain in the ass, but this car is only going to be, you know, weekend driver pretty much, you know, nothing special. You know, see if I can take it to some car shows once it's done. But that's where I'm at right now. Not a whole lot done. You know, put a hole in the hood, you know, got the breather sticking through it. Did some more work. I got door panel video coming up because I finally got some clamps. I'm gonna be cleaning up all that wiring because I looked, a lot of that wiring isn't supposed to be in there. It's you know, from people owning it in the past, hooking up radios, hooking up different lights, you know, putting neon lights in there, which, you know, no problem, just clean it up some. There's about 10-15 different wires in there that don't need to be there, so I'm gonna go in and clean all that out, rewire it, tuck some stuff up, and try to make it look a little better. Just got a whole lot of stuff left to do. Get my top dash up there cleaned up so I can get that painted. I don't know if I'll probably paint that with car paint, so, you know, with the sun shining through it, might be a little bit more durable, you know, considering how hot it'll get inside the car, because the car will be, you know, that pretty much like a blood red color, or, you know, the candy, that wine I picked out, or whatever, and then, you know, so it'll get pretty warm in the car because it'll be a dark color. But I'll try to keep it in the garage as much as possible so, you know, it don't get all messed up or scratched up. Still having problems getting parts for it. You know, some parts I can't find, like on my doors. I'm not much for putting stickers on a car, but, you know, this old car right here, I'd like to have the Camaro stickers. They make them. I got it on my driver's side, I just can't find it for the passenger side. I can't find a set. And I found, you can't really see it too well, but the old Camaro sticker or badges that are on the car, I found new ones that are a little more up to date, look a little cooler, so I'm gonna replace those. I got all my chrome trim taken off. I gotta start cleaning that up, or see if I can clean it and buff it. If anybody out there knows a good way to polish up chrome, get the scratches out of it, let me know. You know, any way to save a buck, you know, I'm up to trying it. But that's what it looks like for now. I'll get back to you when I start another video. See you later.